Today we will be doing the two power steering hoses that come off the power steering reservoir. They are leaking. First thing we'll do is suck out as much fluid as we can to minimize mess. I'm just going to get this out of the way. This is the washer bottle hose reservoir. All it does is just slide up off a bracket. We're just going to move it out of the way here so we can get a better look at what we're doing. Here's our two new power steering hoses. 1 and 2. You loosen this bracket here. There's a tab right there. You're going to pry that back and it should slide out. It sits inside of here. Inside of here. And you just slide it back. So now you can access the line that we're replacing, this power steering line. So it's got one bolt right there and another bolt. See that right in there? See, if you look closely, there's a line right back there, a 10mm nut. So we're going to be removing that. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to loosen one line at a time. And now that we drained the reservoir, it shouldn't be full. So we should be able to remove these without it leaking out. Your mini pry bar, pry it back. Hopefully no power steering fluid's still in there. We'll find out in a minute or a second. Disconnected the line. One part of it anyways. Now we're going to disconnect the 10mm bolts that I mentioned. Two. Now that both of those are removed, you can disconnect the lower section of the hose. I'll show you on the... So you can disconnect the lower section of the hose. Down here, we're going to disconnect this, put on the vehicle. So you kind of gotta fish this line out. Now you're gonna work that hose the same way you took the old one out. You may need to take the clamps off of the old hoses, which is fine. So here's one hose done. You gotta play with it, fish it through. Don't forget how you took the old one out when you put the new one in. See how tight that is compared to the old one? There it is, one. Okay, so now we got to replace the other one on the other side. And you're gonna slide your extension down between the air conditioning lines to tighten up that 10 mil. So you just want to get it started before you get your impact driver or wrench on there. You're gonna tighten them down. Doesn't have to be too tight. This doesn't have any force on it. Don't forget your socket. Tighten the other one down. That's it. The other line is this line right here on the far side. I'll now remove the wheel to get better access to the line, just for visual purposes. You can do it without doing this. I'm just doing this for a visual purpose, okay? That is the return line from the power steering to the reservoir. So that is another line that we are going to replace. So we already loosened it up at the reservoir, and I'm going to loosen the clamp, pull the line off, and we're going to replace it. You want to get some short pliers. You just want to put your pliers on there, slide the clamp up, and now you want to loosen the hose. You can either pull it up or get a little mini pry bar and just pry it up. And if any fluid leaks, how can I get anything in there to catch? It'll just leak down into my oil pan that I put down. Okay, there we go. All right, slide the new hose back in, and it goes up to the top. Try and work it up there. Put your new hose down here, slide it on. And get your clamp. Before you put that clamp on, attach the top. That way you'll know if it needs to rotate left or right before you tighten. So that's what we're going to do now. I just went up top quickly and confirmed the position of the hose, and it is in a good position. We do not need to adjust it. So now I can get my pliers, and you want to bring the clamp down to over the hose. Make sure it's about 1/2 centimeter to 1 centimeter off the base of the hose, just in that position there. You don't want it over the ledge of like the nipple part of the hose, of the metal part of the hose where the rubber attaches, because that's where your seal is. So now you should be good there. So now we'll go up top and tighten everything up. Get your hose clamp from the old hose, slide it on, slide your hose on. Okay, now that it's full, now that the hoses are tight, you're going to fill the system with fluid, but there's going to be tons of air in the system. So what you're going to do is you're going to fill it really slowly, and you're going to go in the vehicle with it off. And you're just going to turn the steering wheel left to right. It looks like the fluid is not lowering anymore. When you reach this position, you want to start the vehicle and go lock to lock. Our power steering fluid level looks just about perfect. So we'll just put it right at the line where it's supposed to be. Clean it up. Put the cap on. And we're completed now. That is how you replace the power steering reservoir lines on a 2007 Toyota Camry. Stay tuned for more videos on this vehicle.